Hi friends of cocktails! In the old versus new episodes, I take a look at the earliest written recipes of some of the best known classic cocktails and see how they compare to what you can get nowadays at the best bars around the world. Today's episode will be a little different. We're looking at a Tequila Sunrise, which was my idea.
It was mine. It's time for our birthday episode again.
Always 1 year older, huh?
Shut up, I mean, let's start.
It's cocktail time. So why Tequila Sunrise?
Well, I wanted to see your take on a 70s cocktail. But it turns out it's actually one of the earliest classic cocktails using tequila.
Yeah, but not the 70s version.
No, turns out the original 1930s version uses lime, creme de cassis, grenadine, and soda water. No orange juice.
This recipe was first printed in Bottoms Up,
Y como?
a cocktail and drinks guide and menu, published in the early 1930s by the Agua Caliente Resort in Tijuana, Mexico. Alongside the Tequila Sunrise recipe, it's also got a strong opinion on the only good use for water. They had jokes.
We'll leave a link to the whole guide in the description.
So, you'll make the old one, and I'll make the 70s version.
No. I challenged Kevin to come up with something crazy for a modern version, and he delivered. But you can make the 70s version too.
Okay, take it away.
Thanks. I'll add all the ingredients into a highball glass, starting with Blanco tequila. The recipe from the Agua Caliente says 1 jigger, which by that time meant 1.5 ounce or 45 mils. Next, 1/2 lime. I'll squeeze it right in the glass. That should be about 1/2 ounce or 15 mils. There's also a note to add the peel. So here it is. The recipe also calls for exactly 6 dashes of grenadine, but it's easier to measure out 1/4 ounce or 7.5 mils of this pomegranate syrup. As for creme de cassis, instead of 2 dashes, I'll add a bar spoon of this delicious blackcurrant liqueur. Then add 2 lumps of ice and fill to the brim with Agua Caliente Roca Blanca water. If that's not available, fizz it with seltzer, which is what I'm doing. Stir slightly, and that's the Tequila Sunrise. In the recipe book, it's called Fascinating Tequila Fantasy, the drink you can never forget. Be my guest and give it a try.
Not something you'd say is related to the more famous Tequila Sunrise, from the appearance to the taste. It's allowing the tequila to come through without too much sweetness from the grenadine. All in all, a light and refreshing drink with a lot of potential. Thank you for this cocktail. I have a fun way of adding grenadine and creme de cassis into a modern version of this drink.
But to be thorough,
let's make the 70s Tequila Sunrise. Add 3 parts tequila and 6 parts orange juice into a glass over ice. Stir just enough to combine. Then you'll add grenadine. Use something that doesn't just add color and sweetness. Liberian Coast real grenadine has a strong pomegranate flavor and gentle floral aroma from the orange blossom water. Grenadine will still sink to the bottom, so don't stir it to keep the sunrise effect. And we might as well garnish it with an orange slice, a cocktail cherry, and an umbrella. Kitsch.
with that out of the way, ready to make the modern version?
Sure, these are the ingredients: tequila, orange super juice, agave syrup, saline solution, soda water, and the star of the day, Sunrise Boba Pearls. I get plenty of questions on how to use orange super juice, because it's acid adjusted. And here's a great way. As for the bubble tea inspired ingredient, these awesome Boba Pearls combine the flavor of grenadine and creme de cassis, but will also give a layered effect as they'll sit on the bottom of the drink. Here's how to make them. You'll need a pomegranate, creme de cassis, rose water, and some agave syrup. We'll turn these into pearls using direct spherification, but more on that later. First, juice the pomegranate. Maybe don't do this with a white shirt, to get as much juice as possible. I'll squeeze this pomegranate pulp with a potato ricer. Then strain and weigh your yield. We'll be adding the rest of the ingredients based on this. For every 100 grams of pomegranate juice, add 0.3 grams of rose water. Orange blossom water would work too. Next, creme de cassis, 20 ml per 100 grams of our juice. And lastly, our sweetener, agave syrup, 3 ml per 100 grams of pomegranate juice. Mix together and you'll get the flavor we want in our Sunrise pearls. To turn them into pearls, we'll use a technique called direct spherification. To make sure that works, we need our liquid to have pH above 4. Pomegranate juice can be quite acidic, so we'll add sodium citrate, 0.8% of the total weight of our liquid mixture. Make sure it's fully dissolved before adding the key ingredient in this process, sodium alginate, 0.5% the weight of our liquid mixture to be exact. Then blend. All we have to do now is wait for the air bubbles to disperse. In the meantime, we can get the calcium bath ready. In a bowl, add 10 grams of calcium chloride per 1 liter of distilled water and whisk until dissolved. Once we'll drop our liquid mixture into the water bath with calcium chloride. The calcium will link the alginate at the surface of each drop, forming a thin gel that contains the flavorful liquid. This will result in beautiful, poppable pearls, in theory, so testing with a smaller sample is key. Once you see that that works, it's time to start making magic by dropping our flavorful liquid into the bath. I'm using a rapid caviar maker, but like you saw, a classic pipette works just as fine, just 96 times slower. After the pearls have been in the calcium bath for 30 seconds, transfer them into a pure water bath to rinse off any calcium. After that, strain and they're ready to serve.
That felt like something from Drink Masters, man.
We might do an episode with a cocktail from that show in the future. Now, let's make the modern Tequila Sunrise. I'll shake the base of the cocktail before pouring it into the glass with our pearls and topping with soda water. Start with 1.5 ounce or 45 ml of quality Blanco tequila. Too much work went into this drink to scream per here. Follow that with 1 ounce or 30 ml of orange super juice. This isn't just acid-adjusted orange juice, thanks to the boosted orange flavor from the essential oils. For sweetness, half an ounce or 50 ml of agave syrup. This is diluted agave nectar. See my syrups episode for details. And with a tequila cocktail, saline solution makes even more sense. 4 drops. Give it a quick shake since we'll dilute it further with soda water. Meanwhile, have a highball glass with a clear ice spear ready to go. Add the Sunrise pearls around the ice and gently strain the cocktail over the pearls. Top up the cocktail with soda water and watch the pearls rise just like the sun. Add an orange peel in the shape of a risen sun when the Sunrise pearls will be gone. Cheers!
Thank you. This looks amazing. Fresh orange and tequila on the aroma, but it's the pearls that burst through with its rich flavor. Taking a sip without the pearls, I get a refreshingly bubbly and tequila-forward cocktail, with the perfect balance of citrus and rich fruity sweetness left over from the pearls. I think this will be gone too soon. You pulled it off again, man. Cheers, buddy.
Cheers, man. I'll wish you a happy birthday tomorrow.
Fair enough. As every year, I prepared a little birthday surprise for Kevin, but this year it hasn't arrived yet, so it's on its way. If it arrives...
This could be an old versus new episode.
So we did get the gift, so here it is. Hope you like it.
Thank you so much.
Open it, please.
I'm excited. Ooh, nice. Awesome. Thank you so much.
So Kevin, I know that you know a lot about cocktails, and Jeffrey Morgenthaler's Drinking Distilled is one of those books that takes you back to the basics about what drinking is all about. Hope you like it.
Thanks a lot, and Jeffrey is definitely one of my biggest role models. I couldn't be happier. Thank you so much, guys.
Okay, hopefully you loved it. Thanks to the person who helped me do it, so you know who you are.
Thank you so much.
No problem. I'll see you all next year.
And I'll see you next week. Cheers, friends of cocktails.
This is delicious.